What's the most incredible or unusual thing you might find in your backyard? Say you pick up a metal detector and find an old coin, or perhaps you come across an arrowhead. Pretty neat, huh? That's all well and good, but nothing even comes close to what two boys from California found in 1978. That's because, when these boys started digging, they never expected they would uncover an entire car. As cool as that sounds, it was just the beginning. Wait until you find out what kind of car it was and how it got there in the first place. In 1978, whether out of morbid curiosity or sheer boredom, two boys in California ventured out into their front yard and began digging. The Los Angeles neighborhood where they began their excavation, seen here recently via Google Earth, wasn't anything particularly special. Regardless, shortly after they started, the boys struck gold. Their family contacted the authorities, and a professional excavation began. It turned out that they had unearthed an extremely valuable sports car. The car had been poorly mummified with towels and cloths. It was quite obvious that someone wanted to come back for it eventually. But who could this person have been? And why did they ever bury it in the first place? After a thorough investigation by the local police, the nefarious reason as to why it was down there was finally discovered. It truly seemed like something straight out of a gritty crime drama, but it was absolutely real. The previous owners of this car, which was a 1974 Ferrari Dino 246 GTS, had hired criminals to drive the vehicle into the ocean so that they could claim the insurance money. Unfortunately for them, though, those thieves weren't trustworthy and instead hid the car in the ground, hoping to come back for it later themselves. With the mystery finally solved and the luxury vehicle making headlines all over the nation, it was ready to be auctioned off to the highest bidder. A mechanic with his own shop bought it and restored it on his own to its former glory. The gorgeous car really seemed like it was just new again. It's easy to believe that it looked just this nice on the day that it was first sold. The only difference, of course, is that this Ferrari had a story unlike any other. In addition to entering the Ferrari in a number of different car shows around the nation, the new owner of the luxury vehicle put a vanity plate on it that read "Dug Up." That's certainly an understatement if there ever was one. A beautiful, valuable vehicle like a classic Ferrari, especially one with such a rich history, is certainly not a bad thing to find just lying right under your nose in a seemingly ordinary front yard. Just imagine how that must have felt for those kids. Even if they don't know the first thing about sports cars, you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone who would argue against the idea that Ferraris are some of the coolest, most beautiful vehicles in the world. Talk about a stroke of luck. Well, something that exciting certainly doesn't happen every day. What a story for these boys to tell for the rest of their lives.